Hello, Amy Ramsey here, your business doula and CEO mindset mentor, helping you birth your biz, launch your life, and be the CEO of your company and your life once and for all. And I am coming to you today from beautiful Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina, with a Mindset Monday tip. And I'm spending my morning here at the beach before doing some client calls today. And it reminded me of a quote I saw over the weekend about the waves in the ocean. And as you can see there are some waves happening. And the quote went something like this. It was basically, you can't avoid the waves, but you can learn to surf them. And I thought, what a great example of how life works and how business works, because the waves are there, right? They're there. It's part of how Mother Nature works. It's part of the ocean. So if you want to get in the water, then you have to make the choice to deal with the waves. And then, of course, how you deal with the waves will determine what kind of experience you have. You can duck under the waves, you can go over the waves, you can surf the waves, you can ride the waves in, all of which could be very enjoyable if you allow it to be. However, if you fight the waves, that is when you start to feel like you're losing control and when things don't really feel as fun. And so what I wanted to talk to you about today is, how do you learn to ride the waves of your life and of your business without feeling so out of control and so knocked down so that you never hop back in. And honestly, this is the biggest thing that I see stopping entrepreneurs is life happens and people stop. They say, oh, I have other things going on. I have to pay my mortgage. A parent got sick. I got sick, I have depression, whatever it may be, and there's all these different kinds of reasons as to why people stop their business. And the biggest message I want to send to you today is that you can learn to ride these waves without it completely taking you out of the game. So how do you do that? One way to do that is you first of all recognize that the waves are going to be there, and you notice, okay, how do I show up when the waves come? Do I allow them to completely knock me down so that I don't ever want to get back in again? Or do I get right back up? So first of all, it's just noticing what's your pattern, what's the behavior? Because the very first step is an awareness and admitting how it is that you're showing up when the waves come. The second thing is notice your belief about the waves. So, do you believe that you can handle them? So, the best example I have for this is women and even men, but like women, when you decide I want to be a mother or I want to be a father, and you say, you know what, I know I can do this. I may feel fear and I may be scared, but I know this is something I want. I know this is something I, can do. And yet you know how difficult it is. Everybody tells you how difficult it is. And even though you know how difficult it is, you don't really know how difficult it is until you're doing it, right? Like that's what everybody says about being a parent, but you still do it. And my point here is you have the belief that even though it's going to be hard, that you'll be able to ride those waves and you can do it. And I think what happens with a lot of entrepreneurs and new entrepreneurs starting is that there's actually a belief that you can't do it. Like there is something in you that you're thinking, I can't really have this life, or I can't really do that. And I want to encourage you today to look into that. And really bring some awareness to, do you really believe you can do it? Because I think a lot of the times that's why we let other priorities and other things take precedence over this thing that we say we really want, is because we don't truly believe we can do it. And then the third thing is have a plan. Have a plan to ride the waves. So for instance, if you know, let's see, like I have clients who have suffered with depression before. If you know that is a thing that you go through, you put a plan in place so that you know how to deal with it when it does come. And you know how it's the expansion and the contraction, right? So you know, how do I deal with things when I feel contracted? And then, you know, when I feel expanded, the business can open in a whole new way. But when I feel contracted, what are things I can do to continue to move forward? Maybe it's having a mentor, having a coach, having a buddy you can call. Maybe it's doing very, very simple things on your to-do list. It's, you know, getting a plan in place of knowing, okay, the wave is hitting me. Now what? What do I do? How do I get through this? And, you know, these waves can look a lot of different ways. There's you know, people who suffer from depression. There's different periods where we know, like, a lot of my clients in the summer were having a really hard time with their kids being home and finding time to work on their business. That's a wave. So have a plan in place. How can you move through it? What can you do to get through all of that? So those are the big things, is the awareness, your belief, and having a plan, and just recognizing that, hey, those waves are going to be there regardless of you and I and what we do. So the best thing we can do is learn to ride those suckers and have a good time while we're doing it. I hope you have an amazing Monday, and I would love to hear from you. What was your biggest takeaway from this video? Much love from North Carolina. Have a beautiful week. Bye.